Welcome, everyone, to the L7C Podcast Wrestling Edition. Today, we are back talking some big-time wrestling. It was a very eventful weekend. Multiple big shows, multiple big things happening, milestones, and the L7C is here to recap you and tell you our thoughts on what's happened. First, we got the wrestling expert, Mr. Jacob Mason, with us. How are you doing today, sir?
Tired, buddy. I just woke up about a couple minutes ago.
Fair enough. Fair enough. We got the captain, Byron. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing good, doing good. Happy Memorial Day to you guys.
Happy Memorial Day. Happy Memorial Day. Jacob, a couple weeks ago, we kind of previewed that this past wrestling weekend was going to be huge.
Yeah, we did talk about that.
You know, with Night of Champions, Double or Nothing, sprinkle some NXT Battleground in there. You had wrestling going the whole way. So we are gonna go in order of shows. So we'll go Night of Champions, talk about that, go into some Double or Nothing, and then we'll go into some Battleground and just some other stuff in the wrestling landscape as June is just around the corner. First, Night of Champions, the first match that was there was Seth Rollins versus AJ Styles for the new World Heavyweight Championship. To start off, Jacob, were you mad this was the first match?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
I as soon as I saw the match card, you're the first person I thought of because I was like, I'm on the same page with Jacob, except for when it's like Undertaker at WrestleMania, because obviously he was the real main event. But anything else, the champion should go last.
Yeah. I seen the rumors were it's going to be like the first match. I'm like, no, It's a brand new like top tier belt. No, it can't be the show opener. I'm sure shit is. It's like, all right, whatever. This is blood money. Bring on the blood money.
So I did some digging, I guess, which now we're going to go into a thing about, obviously we thought this person was going to win, but I saw something that the reason Seth's match was first and Becky Lynch's match was second is because both of them had to go back to the States because if you don't know, Seth Rollins is going to be in the new Captain America movie.
I saw that too, but then they interviewed him like 2 hours later. But also could have been pre-taped.
Could have been pre-taped because he wasn't in Jeddah the day before.
That's true.
Because when AJ Styles is like, I'm here, where's Seth at? I was like, oh God, oh no, are we gonna? And then for a second, I started doubting myself. I was like, if we put the title on Seth, are we like, if he does really good in this movie, are we repeating history all over again? Like another guy potentially being a movie star, then being a part-timer and away from the company, but Seth wanted to reassure us, but they kicked it off well, and who we've said for almost all year, Seth Rollins needed to get a title, and Seth Rollins did beat AJ Styles, and funny enough, this is AJ Styles' first title for the main title match in 4 years.
I was shocked when I said that on the broadcast. I was like, has it really been 4 years since this man's had a title shot?
And it was against Seth Rollins.
Yeah.
Before Seth, and if you remember that title reign from Seth, that's the reign that ended in hell because of the Bray Wyatt situation. That was the last time Seth held a main. Like that was the title reign that ended in hell. So, what did you guys think of the match? Did you think the right person won? I mean, we've been saying Seth is putting this company on his back forever, but Jacob, what did you think? Did the right person win?
Yeah, right person won. Yeah, that's how it should have been.
Mm-hmm.
I was happy Seth won that. Right? Like we have preached forever, Seth has put the company on his back.
Byron, anything? You happy with Seth? Things about the match?
I'm definitely happy with Seth. Right person won, well deserved. As you guys have echoed, he's put this company on his back for like the last 2 years. Just had great matches with everyone he's wrestled again the past 2 years, so it was definitely well deserved. I Hey, there was a point in the match where I doubted he would win because he got injured. I don't know if it was like a real injury or a fake injury. I was like, oh no, this man might be legit injured and AJ's gonna carry the strap. But no, he won. Triple H came out, celebrated with him. He got the fireworks. So I'm happy that Triple H came out and that he got fireworks. So it makes the title feel important, even though we know that, the most important title has a 1,000-day reign. But we'll get to that.
It's kind of funny too when Seth won. I really was happy for him, all that stuff. But then I was sitting here, I was like, oh, great. He's going to get cashed in the next couple months.
Shit, I don't even think about that.
Because that's another reason we talk about secondary title. Obviously, because they, like Jacob said last podcast, booked yourselves in the corner with the Roman stuff. But now you can't even have a believable cash in on Roman. So it's like, all right, let's make a secondary title that someone could cash in on Seth. I was like, oh, great. And Money in the Bank is the next big one. I was like, oh, boy.
Yep, definitely didn't think of that at all.
Oh, we'll see how that goes. And like I said, the next match was Becky Lynch versus Trish Stratus. This is the first time ever match, as the new wrestling term that everyone says now, generational talent, which I think, Jacob Byron, we actually need to start. We need to decide who's actually a generational talent, because not everyone is a generational talent.
No.
Everyone calls himself a generational talent. I'm like, are you though? Because I mean, they kept saying it with this stuff, and I was like, all right, this is fine. I mean, I know who you two are, but it's like, but then in my head, I was like, really? I mean, I don't know, man. It's just that term is getting overused in the wrestling world. Everyone's saying they're generational talent. But Byron, I know you had a problem with this match because this is a first time ever match, Trish and Becky, and you felt the buildup was not good.
It wasn't. Like, with a match of this caliber, with Trish being amazing as she is, and then Becky Lynch up and coming and being amazing as she is, it didn't have that big fight feel like it should have. Like when Trish went against Charlotte, that was a big fight feel, but this one did not feel like it at all. Like Trish turning heel was like random as hell.
Jacob, what do you think? Do you think they undersold this booking for a Becky Lynch versus Trish Stratus first time ever meeting?
Yeah, 100%. This Byron hit on the head. Did not have that big fight feel. I feel like they were just kind of running with, hey, these two are, big names and it'll just sell themselves. But it didn't feel big. It didn't feel like, it felt like I could have went and took a piss during this match and it would have been just fine.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's kind of crazy because Trish is 48 years old. And I mean, she's still, and obviously Diamond Dallas Page yoga and all of that stuff, but she's still able to move pretty well. But like you said, it was a typical thing. I didn't know who was going to win. And then you have the Zoe Stark interference that cost Becky the match. So it looks like Zoe's going to get a rub with being Trisha's right-hand woman, which is good for her. And it looks like this is going to continue on, Byron. What are your thoughts?
It definitely it is going to continue on because of the interference. I feel like Becky and Zoe are probably going to have a match first before Becky gets her revenge against Trish, which I'm fine with. The match was a solid match. I mean, there were a couple of spots where I was like, Trish, I don't know if you should be doing that. There's a couple of spots where she wasn't as clean as she can be, but overall the match was fine.
Talking about the neck breaker where she went way too early. She fell way too early.
Yeah. But there was a couple of spots where not as clean as it. I know you can do, Trish. But seeing Becky bloody, she just looks so badass when she's bleeding.
I mean, in their promos back and forth, I know she's the heel, but Trish was 100% right. I mean, Becky doesn't become what she is now if Nia Jax is a good wrestler. It's so bad. 100%. It's true.
Mm-hmm. And I hate admitting that as a Becky fan.
Becky might still have goggles. Nia Jax didn't break her nose.
Yeah.
But that's going to continue on. I did like seeing Becky in the Kill Bill stuff. I feel like that's when she's actually winning, like when she's on the chase. Next match is an L7C favorite wrestler around here, our guy Gunther versus Mustafa Ali. Shout out to Mustafa Ali being in this type of big match. And no surprises here. Gunther won. Mustafa Ali, I think he impressed some people for people seeing him in a big spotlight there. Jacob, what do you think of your main man, Gunther Mustafa Ali?
I mean, I liked it. I'm such a freaking fan of Gunther. He's so good. Mustafa Ali, I was thinking about this during the match. I'm just like, where the hell is Mansoor at? Like, I'm kind of shocked. Like, he didn't get an IC title shot. Legitimately,
with, Maximum Male Models.
Oh shit, you're right. He is. God, I forgot that was still even a thing.
Maximum Male Models.
All right. Well, yeah. So,
is he the favorite to win Money in the Bank in London? Like
Mustafa Ali or Gunther?
Gunther, if he's in it.
No, I don't think so. He doesn't need to win it.
Fair enough.
He doesn't.
Hey, but we've had a lot of they don't need to win, and then they
win.
They got to make it someone sweet, man. Last year was Austin freaking Theory.
Yeah.
And he failed. They got to have a successful like cash in soon, like a surprise one.
Yeah. I mean, Gunther would be one as a surprise. I think the fans would react well if he won.
Unless Gunther's already penciled in for the 8:45 slot at WrestleMania Night 1 against the World Heavyweight Champion.
That is a rumor that's going around.
If he's not hurt, if no one gets hurt. So, next match, these two have gone at it. They have great chemistry. Bianca Belair versus Asuka. Asuka came out with that dope face paint. And these two, I mean, they have great chemistry. And one of the big shockers of the weekend, Belair loses the 400-something day reign, longest like women's championship reign in the modern era, comes to an end. And it was shocking because I was like, oh, whoa. But the way they did it by protecting her, that Asuka sprayed the stuff on her hand, which is clever, and then hit her, pinned her, all of that. But, I mean, I was happy for Asuka because she's always doing the job for people, and her resume speaks for itself now. She has claimed that she could be considered a GOAT. But, Jacob, we talked about this with Roman, and same with Bianca. You got to a point where you couldn't have an up-and-comer beat Bianca to end this reign. It had to be a 4-horsewoman or Asuka. Like, she's at that point now.
Yeah, she's legit now. Like, not that she hasn't been, but like they kind of booked themselves back into a corner-ish. What I was questioning the whole time was, I was like, if Asuka won, Asuka should have won at Mania. Asuka shouldn't have won it Night of Champions, in my opinion. I think she should have won it Mania.
That's a really good point, because they still have the problem where the belts are on the opposite brand. That's a good point. Like, why don't you just have is this the same as it's almost the same as Ronda Charlotte, where we're like, if you were just gonna win at the next pay-per-view, why didn't you just win at Mania?
Exactly. It means so much more if you win at Mania.
Yeah, that's a good point. I didn't even think of that. That's a real good point. Byron, what did you think of Bianca Belair's reign ending, Asuka becoming the champ, and just for, let me see, because I had it pulled up for Asuka's like resume now in her short time at WWE. 3-time Raw Women's Champ, SmackDown Champ, 3-time Tag Champ. Obviously, she had the record-setting NXT Women's Championship, Royal Rumble winner, Money in the Bank winner, and someone said, most importantly, she won the Mixed Match Challenge, what they used to have back in the day.
Miss those Mixed Match Challenge matches. Asuka is on her rise, not on the rise, but she could be considered as one of the GOATs of the modern era, because her resume is very impressive. I was happy she won because she hasn't had a title in a couple of years. And I like the way they did the ending. Like earlier in the match, Bianca Belair dodged a miss. I was like, okay, Bianca Belair is going to win. Whatever. We'll go on to our next challenger. But then, like you said, Asuka being clever, she sprayed the mist on her hand, which I was like, okay, that's cool. Like that's like a poison blade. And then she like rubbed it in Bianca Belair's eyes to then kicked her in the head twice to pin her. That was cool. I enjoyed it. I don't know if she should have won at WrestleMania. Like I do agree, like it is like the Ronda Charlotte, but I think they wanted to have Bianca win so she could have that longest reigning claim to fame. Like if she wasn't close to being like 400, like I think 20 days to be the longest reigning, I think they probably would have had her lose at WrestleMania. But I think they just wanted to add that extra notch to Bianca's resume.
How far do you think WWE plans in advance?
Well, from rumors now, they've already planned the main events of WrestleMania 40, but I don't believe that.
I was just saying, like, if they knew they were going to do that stuff, then why did? I mean, obviously the draft isn't randomized; they're the ones picking who's going where. It still make. Why didn't you just have them go other places? Or like, if you knew Rhea was going to go to Raw, why didn't you have her challenge for like the Raw title? Because now I'm going to ask Jacob: did they free Bianca up because they're going to do Bianca Rhea at SummerSlam?
Well, I'd like that. That'd be good.
Because that means one of them's got to take a clean out.
No, I don't necessarily. I don't think you have to.
You don't think so?
No, I don't think either one of them have to take a clean L. Absolutely not, because Rhea's in Judgment Day, which is a heel faction.
Yeah,
but Rhea's extremely over too.
Mm-hmm.
And if we all remember, and correct me if I'm wrong here, but Bianca was a heel when she first started out in NXT.
Yes, she was. Yes, she was.
And okay, give me a heel turn Bianca at this point. Why not?
That's a good point. I almost thought you could do a Judgment to also get these people back into the main spotlight. A Judgment Day with Bianca being backed by the Street Profits feud.
I would like that. I would like that a lot.
Because, I mean, we've said for 2 years, we all know where Bianca's going to be at WrestleMania. It's her versus Charlotte. Like, they're doing it eventually, and that's going to be the main event of night one this year, next year. It's coming.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of who's the champion, who's the challenger.
I kind of feel like it's going to be this upcoming WrestleMania, because we haven't really seen Charlotte since she got drafted and lost the title. So she's coming soon. So whoever has that title, beware.
I mean,
if it's Asuka or somebody else.
They're being smart with her, because it's like, you already have 14 titles. What the hell else are you going to do? Like, you just come back when we need you to be in a title picture, and what's that? And instead of having, because anytime we see her on TV, we're like, oh, someone's title is legitimately in danger.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she ain't showing up here to put over Shotzi Blackheart. No disrespect.
Also, I did call this on a couple podcasts ago. I think it was our WrestleMania preview. I was like, Bianca Belair is probably going to win at WrestleMania, but she's not making it to SummerSlam as a champ.
There's still time. She could win it back in Money in the Bank.
She could. I don't see it happening, though.
God, it'd be so dumb.
But I also now I feel like Asuka's going to, because Asuka is a great worker, does business. I feel like she's just going to get cashed in on.
She could. I saw on Twitter.
Which I don't know who the hell's winning that women's one. Whoever's in it.
I have no idea. On Twitter, someone said it should be Asuka versus Io Sky at SummerSlam for the championship. I was like, that would be a dope match.
It should be. And then Io gets her championship win, and then you have a whole discourse within Damage Control, because you got the leader jealous, and I mean, Io's dope. That'd be a dope match. All right, probably the worst match of the whole weekend in all brands. on her Rhea versus Natalia on her birthday. She lost in 69 seconds.
Oh, she got squashed.
On her birthday.
She got murdered.
I literally went to go make a sandwich and the match was over. I don't know what the point. I don't know what she's doing there, man. I really don't anymore.
Who knows?
And this is why she's only worth $1.
Damn.
Hey, those people had foresight. Like, you're a heart. You just get smoked in 69 seconds. Like, why?
They could have
on her birthday.
Had her. Yeah, that's. I can see on any other day, cool, but her birthday, you couldn't give her a longer match, at least like 10 minutes. I don't know. Either she has heat backstage, or they really just wanted Rhea to look dominant, which, I mean, she already is dominant. I don't think you need to squash Natalia in 69 seconds.
I just want them to be careful because they might start booking themselves into a corner. Like, because this is Rhea's, well, Selena Vega's one, that was in Puerto Rico, but this is Rhea's second challenger since she won that title, and it just utter obliteration.
Even Selena got a longer match.
Yeah. I don't know. That was just embarrassing. Natalia might have to go to. She needs to transfer to the role where she's helping book the matches instead of being in the matches. Because, like we talk about, like Charlotte is an instant threat to anyone's title. Natalia is an instant win in anyone's title defense.
Yeah.
I mean, was it the way I looked at this match?
Mm-hmm.
And I could be completely wrong, but this is just the way I took it. I feel like they did this match just for the sake of having another women's match on the Blood Money card.
Oh, that's a good point.
Hey, we got to show that we're extremely progressive and tolerant, and let's get another women's match on here. Like,
that's a good
Jacob.
point.
I think you might be onto something because Rhea didn't have a match until Monday when Natty interrupted her beating somebody up.
Yeah, I mean the match. There was no real build up. It was just a pointless take a piss break match. But let's show that Blood Money is good stuff, and we support women's wrestling over there. That's the way I look at it. I could be completely wrong. I could be an asshole. I don't know. But
no, that's a good point because this was right after the Charlotte match. I mean, Charlotte. That was right after the Bianca and Asuka match.
Yeah,
that's a good point. That's a good point. And also, this pay-per-view was deemed a triple main event. The world title was the first main event. Here comes the second one: Cody versus Brock. Cody rocking the sling/cast because Brock Lesnar went back to 2012. Brock Lesnar breaking people's arms with the Kimura lock, and Cody did not tap out, and he did lose the match. Technically, his second loss since being back. Jacob, what were your thoughts on Brock winning, Cody not passing out? It's looking like this is going for another match. What are your thoughts on this?
Okay, I was so confused about this match because the way they booked, the way the build-up was so fucking weird for this match. Because all of a sudden, Cody Rhodes' arm is broke.
Mm-hmm.
But he's got a tight. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I was reading something here. He has a titanium arm or some shit like this.
Yeah, they tried to say the titanium cast.
Yeah.
Into
it. Fucking Winter Soldier from Marvel. It's okay because Brock Lesnar is Thanos. I'm just like, dude, what in the Marvel fuck is going on here? Disney really did buy this fucking company at this point. Holy shit. They had like that stupid press conference pre-hand and Triple H, oh yeah, Cody's got a broken arm, but he's still going to wrestle, guys. And it's like, it's 2023. What are we doing? A broken arm? So we're wrestling one-armed against Brock Lesnar. All right, the beast incarnate, the guy who took out this streak. Like, you don't wrestle this guy with one arm. That doesn't make any fucking sense. Makes no sense. And he's like, but don't worry, he's got a titanium arm now. It's like, the fuck? What are we doing here?
Jacob, that's a really good point too, because then like you just said a couple seconds ago, we're fighting the beast with one arm. If Cody beats Brock Lesnar with one arm, it makes absolutely no sense. Like Brock Lesnar losing to someone with one arm. Nah,
it's a titanium arm.
That's a good point. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, I didn't think of that either.
I was like, this is so dumb. Like, this is the dumbest shit ever. They started doing all this, like, not to be like a Jim Cornette right here. They started doing this hokey ass backyard mud wrestling build up bullshit. And I'm just like, I am uninterested and I do not care about this.
That's it.
And fun fact, I didn't care about the match.
I mean, I always get into the Cody Rhodes whoa thing. Because boy, they get loud. Crowd loves him. Anytime I hear that whoa, I'm like, damn, this should be the champion right now. This is crazy.
He should. But they want to go. Cody has to go through hard times.
Bro, hard times. They're not even on the same show.
I know. I know this. They don't know that.
Byron, what do you think of this match?
I actually was invested in this match. Cody and Brock work well together. But like Jacob said, the build-up is strange because they never came out and said the reason why Brock attacked Cody.
Yep.
He just started attacking Cody for who knows what reason. You may never know. Maybe we'll get it into the build-up to their third match. Maybe not. But they work well together. There are points where I thought Cody was going to win, but it's WWE, so they need a rubber match. So Cody passed out, being in a Kimura lock for like a good 5 minutes, which is fine. They'll build up to their next match. One of two things is going to happen. Either they are going to wrestle at Money in the Bank, or Cody is going to be in the Money in the Bank ladder match, and Brock is going to interfere. But I don't see Brock going all the way to London just for interference. So they'll probably have their rubber match at Money in the Bank.
Man, why don't you see Brock going all the way to London for interference? He's participated in more PLEs than the Tribal Chief this year. So why not?
But sure, maybe Cowboy Brock might go to London just for interference.
Well, there's another thing going back to the first match, because obviously Brock can't challenge Roman for the title because of their stipulation of the worst WrestleMania main event in maybe our lifetimes. But Brock can challenge Seth. Like, are we going to get a Brock championship again? Are they going to rewrite history? WrestleMania 49, Brock versus Roman 8, winner takes all for all 20 whatever belts are in WWE at that time. Not to that extent, but Brock can challenge for that title again for Seth.
I didn't think about that until now.
I mean, Seth's wide open. Anyone could go fight Seth.
I really hope it's not Brock. Like, I feel like his first title defense should be like maybe. Well, not. I was gonna say an AJ rematch, but then I forgot AJ's on SmackDown. Maybe Finn. That would be a good first title defense against Finn.
I think it's got to be Drew before Drew really hightails it the hell out of here.
Yeah, that would make more sense, I think, than the Finn thing.
Because that boy, Drew's contract is up, and he is not. And I just laughed when he got drafted. He's not been seen since WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
Like that shit's real. And now you can have Drew wrestle Seth, maybe have him a big match in SummerSlam, and because Drew carried the stuff during COVID and doesn't get the respect he deserves. But as Jacob said, the greatest quote about Drew: "Right man, wrong time."
Yeah.
All right. The main event was the tag title match. Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens versus Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa. If you're asking how Solo Sikoa and Roman got this, they got tired of the Usos losing to Sami and KO. Before going in, not knowing what was going to happen, especially on his 1,000th day, Byron, what was your meter of Roman is really about to have 4 belts?
On a scale of 1 to 10, 15.
Jacob?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of figured it was going to happen.
I mean, why doubt? Why
Right,
doubt?
yeah.
Right.
Like, yeah, of course, Roman's going to have 4 belts. Why wouldn't he?
Right, he's a tribal chief. He deserves all the belts.
I'm not
This
gonna.
is
Go ahead, Jacob.
this is fucking was it WWE 12
Mhm.
when or 11, Sheamus had like all the titles at the end of the career mode or some shit like that. That's all this is. He's
I'm
the
not gonna
Celtic
lie. When
chief.
KO hit him with the stunner and Roman bounced off the thing and hit him with a spear, I was like, "Oh, this shit's over."
Same. I was like, damn.
Anytime I see Roman bounce off the rope, I'm like, "Oh, this is over." But before the match, and me and Jacob talked about this last time. This is Sami Zayn's first time at this. I mean, I was generally concerned about his safety because I know their relations are better now between the countries, but I was like, that shit could change on a dime. And in the match, he spoke in Arabic to the crowd, saying, "We got an Arabic champion. Don't worry, we're going to be all right." You see how over Sammy was there. He came in traditional clothing. Like, it was a spectacle. It really was. And I truly thought when Roman hit that spear, this shit was over. And you see Roman bullying that ref. One of these refs need to smack the shit out of him. He's just become a bully. But you have the Usos come during this match, and they interfere. They super kick their younger brother by accident. And Roman, starts bullying him. He's like, "I need to ask you guys to come. I told you not to come." Yada, yada, yada. Starts pushing Jimmy, Jay, and then pushes Jimmy, Jay, pushes Jay. Jay's like, I've always been with you. And then Roman's like, "There's no day ones anymore." And then the first kick heard around the world. Jimmy kicks Roman. And then everyone's just like, "Oh shit, is this really happening now?" And then Jay's trying to convince him. And then Jimmy says, "I'm doing what you should have done a long time ago." Kicked his ass again. And then Sammy and KO came out on top. I'm not going to lie. If Roman would have been the one who got pinned, I might have cried. Because then I was like, there's hope at the end of this damn tunnel. But it happened, and you get 2 amazing pictures of Roman sitting there dejected and Sammy looking over him with the 2 titles. Amazing picture. And then you got the one where you got Jimmy just screaming on Roman while he's there laying there getting kicked. Jacob, as the new wrestling internet is saying, this is cinema. What were your thoughts on this?
Dude, I loved it. I think Roman definitely should have been the one that got pinned though. 100%, because I mean, god damn it, you had to give it to WWE because it seems like every time I constantly say it, like, oh, they just keep booking themselves into a corner. Like, they always do something with this storyline where it's like, oh shit, RKO out of nowhere, my ass. Like, all right, so we got the Usos that have officially turned on, or one of the Usos have officially turned on Roman.
Yep.
And it would have been so much cooler if Roman would have got pinned during that. It's not like he can't afford a loss. Even, but that's fine, whatever. We're finally seeing the Usos turn.
Yep.
Which I guess we'll have. I guess that's Roman's next challenger then.
Yeah, it's looking like that's going that way. And let's get this out of the way. None of those Usos are taking that title off of them. No chance in hell. I just don't see it.
No, but I am expecting a good match, like when Jay, and Roman threw down. Hashtag nobody's bitch t-shirt.
That didn't last long, but I think if Roman's working Money in the Bank, that's probably the main event of Money in the Bank. I think they're going to do a tag, the Usos versus Roman and Solo.
Yeah,
if Roman wants to work Money in the Bank.
That's true.
Because he's working SummerSlam. Don't know against who, but Byron, how did you feel seeing that kick?
Well, first of all, I want to go back to Sammy's entrance. That crowd was behind him. I'm like, if this was on American soil, I don't know if he would have got that same fanfare. This makes me want all pay-per-views on international soil because those crowds are live. Clash at the Castle.
Yes.
Him on Elimination Chamber in Canada, the Backlash at Puerto Rico, now Blood Money in Saudi Arabia. Like, these international crowds are live. And I just love Sammy speaking Arabic to the crowd. That was amazing. Like you said, after he KO stunned Roman and then Roman bounced off the rope, I was like, damn, it's over. Here comes 4 belts Roman, but KO kicked out. And the Usos came, did their little interference. I was like, as soon as they kicked Solo, I was like, you have to take out Roman or it's not going to end well for you. And then Jimmy kicks Roman. I screamed like I was watching a football match. I was like, fucking I was so hyped. I've watched that clip so many times from Saturday until this morning.
Same.
I actually wish it was Jay that had kicked him, but I like Jimmy kicking him, saying, "This is what you should have done a long time ago. Like, we're brothers. It's us versus them now. So let's get out of here." And then I like that stunner Luva kick combo finisher that KO and Sammy does. The match was great. Ending, like the Internet Wrestling Cloud says, it was cinema. It was perfect.
And like Jacob said, now this summer, new branches have been opened.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's crumbling. We need to get Roman down to 1 so someone can actually stand a chance and beat him with no help.
Yeah.
The only way that could have ended better is if Jimmy looked at Jay and said, "We're at war now," or whatever the hell that.
Like Roman did.
Going to war.
That's good. Yeah, that's really good, Jacob. That would have been, because I remember at the Royal. Yeah, when Roman told Solo, "We're at war now, Solo," and Byron's like, "With who?" Like, what's going on? Like that's a good one. It's damn. Now I'm thinking that would have been extra icing on the cake. Like, whoo, cinema, man. And we'll get back to Roman near the end of this pay-per-view. But now let's go over to Double or Nothing, AEW Double or Nothing, that took place Sunday. And a lot of matches on this card. Jacob, I won't lie, with Double or Nothing being now, and also them making that announcement for the whatever they're calling it, that other AEW show that they're doing, and their first
Collision.
Yeah, and their first thing is in the United Center. I was like, oh, we're really doing this. Like, he's coming back.
Yep. That's a thing.
Because there's no way you do that in Chicago. If your first one, there's no way he's coming back.
It's team, I'm not going to work with Punk, and team, I'm working with. That's it. That's it. We're going to war. The line has been
drawn. Jacob dropping these great war lines on the board. Gosh. I've never seen anything like this. Like, you make a whole other show because it's happy. It's like, yeah, I ain't working with him. And the other one's like, oh, well, he didn't do anything to me. And in Chicago, like, if it would have been anywhere else, I'm like, all right. But and funny, Dragon Ball expert, Mitch Oso, he did bring this up, like, why with everything Punk, he can't do it in any other city?
Because he knows that Chicago crowd is going to be behind him.
No matter
whatever he does. Yeah.
It's happening. June, in a couple weeks, it is happening, and we will be here reviewing it because it is happening. And we'll bring him back up later on. I'm going in the order if I have them. The buy-in match, the Hardys and Hook versus Ethan Page and the Guns. Jacob, what I took from this, because I watched this stuff the day after. I think it's time for Hook to get a real big push. And Jeffy boy, I don't know if he's out of practice, but his end needs to be soon. That twist of fate was god bad. But I think for me, I think it's more. I think Hook's ready to the moon, as they say.
Hook is one of those guys that, I mean, I know we're going to talk about the pillars later, but Hook is a very honorary pillar who, God, that guy was so over when he first came out. When he first debuted, fuck, send Hook.
Send Hook.
Such a fan of him. Jeff Hardy is fucking, I don't know, dude. Just go do like your music career or whatever you're doing at this point. Like, I like Jeff Hardy. I don't want to sound like a complete dick, but like, bruh, what are we doing?
You know, it's kind of funny too. Besides, when we get to the pillar match and all that, and I'm watching this AEW card like day after, and I'm like, did AEW have more old timers wrestling on their pay per view than WWE yesterday? Like, am I seeing this right?
Yes.
Like, when you start looking, I'm like, is WWE the younger people now? Like, what is happening?
That is true. I didn't think about that.
Like,
I'm not gonna lie though, the AEW did not sell me on wanting to buy this pay-per-view.
Me either, for the fact that I know Wembley is the one.
Yeah, Wembley is the one, and
because I'm buying Wembley legally, mind you.
I'm gonna buy Wembley, but like this one, nah. What's up, Facebook Live?
Yeah, I mean, I tuned in for the 4 Pillars match because that shit was heat. I think that was the best match of the whole weekend of all the brands.
But like spending $55 on a pay-per-view for this card, nah, I'm good.
Yeah, and
the only reason I was going to buy it was for the 40 pillars, 4 pillars match, but I definitely am buying Wembley because
I'm sorry if you're charging $55. I believe that's what it went for, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, if you're charging $55, you have to sell me on more than one match.
Good point.
You can't sell me on I have to see this one match. Now, if I'm paying premium money, I want a premium card.
That's a really good point, Jacob.
I want banger after banger after banger. And you know what, Tony? You didn't do it for me. So congratulations, Facebook Live and whatever fucking random ass stream I was watching of someone's TV. Shout out to Degenerate Pirates.
It's kind of weird too because until the 4 Pillars match, like I was paying attention, like on social media, like you said, Facebook Live and all stuff. People were bitching. They're like, "What is going?" Like the card is, it's slow. Like that 4 Pillar match really like amped the shit up, but everything else is just like, what are we doing? Because the next match, 21-man blackjack battle royale for the AEW Intercontinental Championship. I did see the Orange Cassidy, like how he eliminated the guy, just nice and chill and cool as he is. But this one got me mad, Jacob, because we've talked about this for a year and a half, 2 years now, that Jay White was the hottest signing of wrestling this year. And he's in this shit match that no one cares about. Like you see the people in there, you see, well, for wrestling WWE fans, like a big cast, like Keith Lee, like you're seeing all these people and Dustin Rhodes. And Jay White was really the biggest signing. He was going to go WWE till, Vince and all that shit came back. But what are we doing?
It's a great question. The fuck are we doing?
This is like if they got AJ Styles in 2016 and put him in this match.
Well, yeah. I mean, if he was going to be in it, he probably should have won.
Should have been a finalist at least.
Yeah, but I know he got eliminated by Ricky Starks because they have their little feud going with Juice Robinson and him versus Ricky Starks, but Jay White probably should have won.
You can't tell me this is what Jay White was promised when he signed with them. No way. I'm pretty sure he thought he was going to be like main eventing some stuff. The Switchblade.
Yeah.
Come on.
Here's the
I mean,
problem.
he might get a big match at Wembley.
Shit.
I don't know against who.
Bill Brooks is back. Everyone's getting pushed to the back. Go ahead,
If Jay
Jacob.
White has a match, it's going to be against Ricky Starks. And at the end of the day, like, Ricky Starks is good, but he's not sellout Wembley good.
That's a
He's
good
not
point.
he's not super main event every week good. He's not there yet. It's just not happening. And the biggest problem with AEW, and I've bitched about it before, and I'll continue to bitch about it, it's every fucking week. So-and-so is all elite. So-and-so is all elite. So-and-so is all elite. It's like, holy fuck, guys, we're not doing a goddamn thing with anyone.
Well, they have the 2 shows now, so maybe.
I'm calling them, like Jacob said, the punk show and the not punk show.
Yeah.
MJF got to go to both shows. He's the champ.
That's true. Unless they
God, no.
make a
No. Another match for people. Well, I don't really like Chris Jericho like that, but I do like Adam Cole. Unsanctioned match, special enforcer Sabu, who I didn't even know he was still alive. So I did it. I mean, I popped when I saw him on AEW. I'm not gonna lie, on that Wednesday when they're like, I was like, oh shit. But okay, this match I thought was gonna be really like fire, and again, reading then re-seeing stuff. Most of this card was average or below average until the pillar match.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I saw Sabu
Cole, and Adam
put
Cole
2
wins
people
the
through a
match.
table. Yeah, due to ref stoppage. I'm like, it's an unsanctioned match. How do you win due to ref stoppage?
The fucking equivalent of when Bray faced Seth at Blood Money in a cage match, and the fucking ref stopped it because of a sledgehammer. I believe that was at Blood Money. I'm not sure anymore.
Yeah. That's a good point. It was a blood. That's God. What a time to be alive.
Dumb. Jacob, what are we doing?
Jacob, maybe one day we need to do like what we did with that WrestleMania for that one fan. We need to revisit that match and how it changed history. Good God. Rewatching matches with hindsight, you're just like, damn.
Yeah.
This is crazy.
It's the Harambe effect. The whole timeline changed.
It really did. You want to keep talking about old people. You have Jeff Jarrett, Jacob's favorite wrestler in history, and it's a match with Jay Lethal versus FTR. And I wasn't hype. I mean, and I like FTR. Well, actually, I don't know. I don't know if I like FTR because they were big well, one of them was bring Punk back on his little podcast, and then once Punk's coming back, he canceled his podcast. So mission accomplished.
Mission accomplished, boys.
But I'm not disrespectful. They're one of the 3 best tag teams I've seen in my like adult life. So I can't disrespect them, but they win this as they should. Jacob, anything in this match you were just like, that was cool, or why the hell is Jeff Jarrett wrestling? Still.
So, the only thing, all right, so my thoughts going into this match were there's no reason for Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett to win.
Mm-hmm.
And I love Jay Lethal. Jay Lethal is extremely underrated. He carried Ring of Honor.
He's being underutilized.
Extremely.
Yeah.
And he's with fucking Jeff Jarrett. Ugh. That's all I can say there. But it's like, all right, so there's no reason for them to win. The only thing that kind of made me chuckle in this match was they had Jay.
Mm-hmm. Double J.
Yeah.
Jay Briscoe as the ref, and then he got one-shotted by the guitar.
I saw that.
And then not 3 seconds later, here comes Aubrey, the referee, running her ass down the ramp, just for her to also get one-shotted by another guitar. And the adage of Jeff Jarrett broke a million guitars, never drew a fucking dime. And I'm just like, holy fuck, we have 2 fucking guitar shots within 30 seconds of each other. My God. Holy shit. Like, this is so Jeff Jarrett as fuck right now, and I hate it.
Yeah, wasn't nothing to go. And then we go from that to another person, the greatest AEW signing of all time, Christian Cage. Versus, I think that's what before the media scrum. I think that's when Tony actually I turned on him. I'm not gonna lie. That was the tweet that made me turn because I was hyped. That's a whole podcast. But did anyone think Christian was gonna beat Wardlow?
Nope.
Okay.
I did see Wardlow do a diving ladder spot. That was cool.
I think he has some potential. I do. I don't know why we have a champion for our TV network. That's like WWE having a USA champ or a Fox champ. Please, WWE, if this is the one podcast you ever listen to from us, do not take that idea, please. So don't have a USA or a Fox champ because that'd just be dumb. But
fucking Vince is salivating right now. He is hacked into like one of our phones listening to this shit.
And we got to sue him.
That's a great idea.
We'll just add to the lawsuit. I mean, so, Jacob, what did anything to add to this TNT Championship ladder match?
No, I like Wardlow. I like Wardlow because he is kind of a localish guy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I'm not going to hate on him constantly, like I do other people. And Christian, I don't give a flying fuck. Him and Jeff Jarrett go walk off into the sunset. I do not care. Yeah, that's about it.
Next match, AEW Women's World Championship, Jamie Hayter versus Toni Storm. The outcast is Toni Storm. Jamie has not had this belt all too long. And I'm not gonna lie, when I was watching some other stuff, and then I got the alert that Toni Storm won. At first, I was actually fuming. I was pissed. Because I'm like, why did Toni Storm win? No disrespect. We've been on this podcast, me and Jacob. When Toni Storm was champ, she was not good. Not good at all. It was time for Jamie to take it from her. And now Toni is a 2-time champ. And then I rewatched, saw some stuff. Jamie was getting her ass whooped before she even got to the damn thing. So I was like, okay. But apparently a real injury. But
yeah,
I'm sitting here like, Toni Storm's really champ. Like, is this what we're doing? Jacob, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like AEW, and this is another new women's champ. There's going to be another one. We've had multiple new women's champs this weekend in both brands, but I feel like there hasn't been an impactful AEW women's title switch since Thunder beat Britt.
You're completely right. And
yeah.
I was thinking about this too. I like Jamie Hayter.
Me too.
But she wasn't she didn't elevate the championship.
I 100% agree. And
she did not make me want to tune in and watch that champion because there was other shit outside that championship that was bigger. Mm-hmm. Britt Baker, still bigger. Her storyline with the Outcast, still bigger. Mm-hmm. Britt Baker, honestly, still, without being a champion, still outshined the champion.
And it doesn't help that you have Britt Baker basically being Jamie's mom. Everywhere the champ goes, Britt is with her.
Yeah.
Right. And honestly, no disrespect to Jamie Hayter, your title reign was very eh.
Yeah.
Just like Toni Storm's title reign was very eh. And just like Toni winning the title is very eh.
Yeah.
And the entire fucking situation is extremely, wait for it, eh. It's fucking eh. I don't care. It's fucking nothing. Like, them switching the titles, like, I wasn't even mad. I was like, huh, okay, whatever. And you're right. Nothing has been as impactful since Thunder Rosa beat Britt Baker.
Yeah. Byron,
I agree.
I was going to say, I was going right to you. I'm like, what do you?
I think the only reason why Toni Storm won is because Jamie Hayter is legit injured. I think she's been injured for like a couple of months now, and that's why she hasn't really been seen on TV, which sucks that she didn't get to be an impactful champion due to injury. And then her and Britt feuding with the Outcast definitely didn't help her championship reign. She didn't really have any. Was this like her only title defense? Or did she have another one before this?
She hasn't had too many, Jacob. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's not. She hasn't been like defending it like every day.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
She hasn't like the other women's champion who we'll talk about next.
Yeah. But
yeah.
Next.
But
go ahead, Byron.
I hope Toni Storm in her second title reign can do something different. Maybe it's the way Toni is booking these women, where they're not having impactful title reigns like they should be. Even though Toni was voted as the best booker of the year last year, which is still wild to me. But hopefully Toni Storm can do something with this and Amy get well, so you can come back and get your title back.
Booker and leader are two different things, Byron.
Hey, I'm just saying what he won the award for.
And it was all, but I also think with this, like you said, with the injury, it's weird because when Thunder Rosa got hurt, they had her like drop it like interim champ. So Tony's like, I don't want to do it this time. I'm going to have Jamie come out there. We're going to squash her basically. And now the belt's with the Outcasts. And I'm not going to lie. I don't care how much heat she has. And I know Britt Baker's in that locker room telling Tony Khan, whatever you do not let her get a title shot and win. Thunder Rosa got to get this title back.
She got
to get it back. Let the heat flame. We'll flame the heat over here at the L7C for her ass. Like, let it. Like, she needs to get this shit back.
So Tony versus Thunder Rosa at Wembley?
Nah, Britt would quit. She quit. She hates that girl. I'm almost at a point too where Britt, I don't care about this whole self-righteous. Oh, I don't want to be champ again. I just want to help everyone. You helping everyone ain't helping everyone. Go get this damn title back.
I also think it would help, like Jacob said, if Britt wasn't in every Jamie segment. Like, let her do something on her own. She is a champ, for God's sakes.
Britt runs the whole damn show. Basically, she's in the shit with them. Then she's in the shit with Adam Cole. She's in 2 whole segments.
Yeah.
Hell, when I watched that AEW that whatever stuff they had after AEW at 10 o'clock, which actually was really good, she was the main star.
Also I feel like the fans were waiting for Britt to turn on Jamie, which never happened.
That ain't happening anymore. I mean,
yeah.
All right. Well, we'll see. AEW World Trios Championship match: The Acclaimed and Daddy Ass versus the House of Black. House of Black defeated The Acclaim and Daddy Ass to retain. Jacob, is this we're repeating ourselves. Is this another meh one?
For me, no, this was not meh for me. But I'm biased here. I am such a fan of House of Black. I don't know what it is, but if you give me a cult-like wrestling faction, I will dive head first into this and I'll defend it until I die. # Bray Wyatt, live forever. So I'm biased. Take everything I'm saying with a grain of salt. I'm glad House of Black won because there was absolutely no reason for the Acclaimed and Daddy Ass to win. So there's that.
They Caster did he killed Matthews on the mic when he dropped the Dominic Mysterio Rhea Ripley line.
Yes. I'm like, damn.
Here's your mommy chance coming out.
Right. I like House of Black and I like the Acclaim, so this match was cool.
Everyone
right
loves
person,
the Acclaim.
Right team. Yeah, everyone loves the Acclaim. House of Black won, which sure enough.
No, I agree. TBS Championship match: Taya Valkyrie versus Jade Cargill, and also an unexpected challenge. Jade Cargill beats Taya to get win number 60. She becomes 60-0, but it does not just end there. She has a surprise return. And Jacob, tossing it to you, were you shocked by this return? And are you shocked that the returner, who Jacob's going to spoil, beat Jade?
All right, so I was not shocked by the return.
Mhm.
I like Chris Statlander, but it's not like I'm not jumping out of my seat going like, "Oh my god, it's Chris Statlander." No, I'm not doing that shit. But Chris Statlander beating Jade Cargill, though, it's a big deal.
That's an impactful title change.
That is now Jade is she is AEW women's wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
She
homegrown.
She made it impactful. She made it it was worth something.
Mm-hmm.
You could very easily make the argument, and I probably agree with it, that title meant more than the AEW women's title.
Oof, you never watch your mid-card title meeting more than that's never
but,
good.
Yeah.
But they did such a good job with Jade. Every week, you've seen that number go up. I'm not losing. And she's winning, and she's doing it in great fashion. It's what wrestling should be. It's what your champion should be. She's elevated. She made the title didn't make her. It's the way it should be. So her losing, I was like, oh shit. Because in the back of my mind, I'm like, you have to throw the rocket strap on her, and she has to take out whoever is the women's champion, because ladies and gentlemen, that's the person who will elevate that title to what it should be, because you did it with a mid-card title.
Jacob, that's a really good point, because
but then we're also kind of in this fucked situation now, because Toni Storm just won the title. So do we just turn around and say, you know what? Fuck Toni Storm, because if we do that, I'm okay with it, because I really don't fucking care.
Mm-hmm.
Because do you literally am I wrong in thinking you have to put her up on the main title scene now, right?
No, Jacob, I think you're 100% right, because, and also I'm comparing it to, we had this conversation 2 years ago in November after the War Games match, and we said, we do not care. Bianca Belair needs to win that Royal Rumble no matter what. Mm-hmm. Like, you have something, scrap it. Right now, at that point, you had the 5 best women wrestlers in the world. 5 of them are at the top. All 5 of them are in the top 10 of all time. You need someone else. And I don't care what anyone says. They listen to our podcast. I don't care. They strapped Bianca, and now look where she's at. You got to do the same with Jade. Her Toni Storm Wembley title. Book it now. If they don't do it now, I don't know when they do it. This is the time.
Yep. And sorry, Tony, you're going to hold this title for 2 weeks. I don't give a fuck. you ain't that good of a fucking champion, just straight up. You ain't that good.
Which is
not that guy, pal. You ain't that guy.
Yeah. Which sucks, because she was a great NXT UK Women's Champion.
Yeah, but then you realize why she never won the main title on Raw or SmackDown.
Bingo.
I don't think she got a chance. 20. She was like on the main card for 2 weeks before she got fired because of budget cuts.
I don't know if it was 2 weeks. Was it really only 2 weeks?
It's probably not 2 weeks. It was probably more than 2 weeks, but it felt like 2 weeks because she wasn't really on TV.
I mean, Rhea came from that same thing, and she's won every title in the damn company.
She has. I just wanted her to get a better chance on the main card before she got fired. I personally think she could have did some things, but maybe I'm just biased because I like Toni Storm as a wrestler. I like UK Toni.
I did, but the AEW one ain't it, man.
I agree. She ain't it for some whatever reason. But like I said, hopefully she gets a better title reign. But if they want to put Jade as a new AEW World Women's Champion, I'm okay with that too, because like Jacob said, she elevated that TBS championship to the moon. I was shocked Chris Statlander came back because I thought she was still rehabbing her injury, but hey, it was an impactful win. Hopefully, she can do something with that TBS championship as well.
All right. I don't care what
hold on. I'm going to make a comparison here and tell me if I'm speaking completely out of line here.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Jade Cargill is the female AEW version of Seth Rollins. As in, she carried that fucking entire show with everyone else's bullshit that was going on, and she was consistently fucking good nonstop.
Yeah, she was never in the noise. Like, she was away. She just kept working. She was just working, man. That's a good point on the work aspect. Obviously, we're not saying she ain't the caliber of like in-ring wrestler, but like in terms of all this shit is going on around you and you're just carrying your stuff, I agree.
You know something else that she did that I know me and you love, Martin?
Mm-hmm.
She took that fucking title everywhere.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
If she was on TV, even if it wasn't a fucking wrestling show, she had that fucking title on.
Oh, I love that. I am the biggest fan of if you're getting these opportunities, don't forget who got you these opportunities, taking the belt with you. And I love it. No disrespect to team anti-Punk versus team probably for Punk, the Combat Club and the Elite, but this was the real main event of this show. And Jacob, another pay-per-view where the champion is not last, and in this case, the champion should have been last. I don't care what anyone tells me; they should have went last.
Yep.
But,
did you hear MJF's comments on this though?
It's funny. I tune in. I watch his shit all the time. Like I saw him talk. Like I'll watch his media stuff because sometimes his media stuff is more entertaining than some of these people's matches.
Easily.
Yeah.
But I just want to, like, people have already said we're getting close to the middle of the year. This is a legit match of the year candidate. Talking about this may be one of the greatest matches in AEW history. One of the best wrestling matches in all company stuff, and definitely the past 5 years. Before we start talking about stuff, congratulations to Sammy and Tay expecting a child. It's crazy because when you talk wrestling, you're like, is this a work or a shoot? But I'm assuming it's a shoot. So congrats. But Jacob, man, I'm really just gonna throw it to you because this match was also, as the kids say, this shit was cinema.
Is that just a new saying now?
Yeah, it really is. And it's kind of annoying. Cinema, generational talent. When Tony Khan, anytime he signs Joe Schmuck off the streets, one of the best wrestlers on the planet, I'm like, bro, we all can't be one of the best wrestlers on the planet. But Jacob, man, take this one away because God, this was good shit.
All right, so we had the 4 pillars match. We had Jungle Boy, Darby Allin, Sammy Guevara, and the betting war of 2024, MJF.
And his entrance, God. Woo!
Yes, his entrance was fire.
But continue, Jacob.
And this what if I wasn't so frugal, this would be the only reason I would have paid for a pay-per-view. I didn't give a fuck about anything else. This was the match. And this match definitely fucking held up. Everyone hit their spots. Everyone looked good. MJF wins it because, of course, he's going to. That was another thing. I knew MJF was going to win this. There was no reason for anyone else to win this. But it's still so good. Even though you knew the outcome, and I was okay with the outcome, it was so good. Like, I love that. When they can do something that you know is going to happen, but they make it so good, you're just along for the ride. You're just like, this is just enjoyable. That is great wrestling. That is cinema, as those kids would say. Fucking bet.
Jacob, these 4, and I actually do like this 4-pillar like term. Like these 4 came in They're carrying this they're the future, the present. This is great, man. Like, it's really great seeing, like, was this the only, I'm trying to look through the entire card really, really quick. Was this the only homegrown, like full homegrown match? Like, all AEW people, no old WWE people. Like, this is the only one on the card? Well, I guess Jaden. No, I mean, Taya, do we really count her as?
Yeah, unless you count the Jade and Chris Statlander.
Yeah.
But we'll just count this as the only one.
Okay, thank you.
That's crazy.
well, I guess Taya Valkyrie, she was technically in NXT at one point, right?
Yeah. But these are four people who, I mean, this is their spot.
Yeah.
All of them showed their strengths. They all meshed so well together. They all had amazing spots. The spot where they paid refuge to each of their mentors, hitting those moves. The spot where they were all like in a like little square submission. Like it was amazing. It truly was. And like you said, Jacob, if MJF would have lost, this world would have rioted. I don't know if he's winning in Wembley against CM Punk, but
I'm sorry, but I don't think they need to have that match at Wembley.
I don't think they do either, but
that's a match. If they're going to do the match, because we are robbed of it before, if they're going to do this match, they need to have such a fucking build up to this match.
Yeah.
Like, give it a 2-month build up before that match. Make everyone pay for this pay-per-view.
I agree. Yeah, I 100% agree. Byron, what did you think of these four people? I mean, the champ, the challengers, they've been here since day one. They didn't get fired from anywhere else, as Sammy said in a promo months ago. Like, what did you feel when, like, seeing this and seeing reactions?
I definitely want to find this match somewhere online so I can watch it in its full entirety, because the spots I've seen on Twitter, Facebook have been amazing. Like you said, when they're in that circle trying to submit each other was fire. Them paying homage to their mentors was fire. When Sammy went crazy, where Darby Allin jumped in the middle world and he basically RKO'd him, was fire. I saw Sammy Guevara hit a Spanish fly on the top rope down to the floor on two other people, which was fire. So yeah, I definitely want to watch this match because their chemistry, I just feel, was through the roof. Should have been the main event. Don't know why it wasn't the main event. But they all have excellent chemistry together. Hopefully they can continue working well together throughout their entire run in AEW. Congratulations, 4 pillars. I know MJF should have won, but I personally would have been happy if any other of them would have won, because I think they're all excellent. I think they all deserve to be a champion at one point in their AEW career. But so MJF, waiting for that bidding war of 2024.
That's the thing with MJF. Would you be saying anything else about anyone else's bidding war? Like if Sammy was like, "Oh, the bidding war of 2024," we'd be like, "Would we really care where you go, Sammy?" No disrespect.
If it had been booked differently, possibly.
Like MJF is making you care about everything.
Yeah,
Darby would be the only one I'd be like, "Ooh."
Darby maybe would be interesting.
But at the same time, I just can't see Darby doing what Darby likes to do on WWE.
Truth.
No.
Truth.
I could see Jungle Jack Perry going to WWE.
And just being Evan
I feel like
Bourne.
he fits there. Well, I was going to say I feel like he fits the WWE style, but sure. He can be Evan Bourne 2.0.
But but then I'm just saying, could you see any of those three besides MJF going there, potentially winning a title in 5 years? The main title.
Main title in 5 years.
Besides
I can see MJF. I can see Jungle Jack Perry.
I could see Darby.
Darby would be. I'm just trying to think of like counterparts there, because god damn, how long did it take Bray Wyatt to win the main title there? Or like Sami Zayn's never won a main title there.
That's
The
true.
big
Sami Zayn
title.
has not.
Yeah. God, I mean Cesaro, who we're gonna talk about, he never won the main title there.
Which he should have.
Oh, and so I know we talked about team, and I said team anti-punk versus team whatever, but in really it's the Elite, aka Team EVPs. That's their real title, the EVPs versus the Blackpool Combat Club. I really was just intrigued that this was the last match because all these people have talked about, the younger generation. We don't want to hold the people back. Like, this should not have been the last match. I'm sorry.
I know they had a press conference after Double or Nothing. Did Tony explain why he put this as the last match?
Jacob, did you catch that at all? Or
I did not catch that.
Okay.
But Blackpool Combat Club, tongue twister, they defeated the Elite. Jacob, what were your thoughts on this match? Did the right team win? Is this over? Is there going to be? Are they running this back in Wembley? Like, what's going on?
So we had what? Well, we're dealing with the whole Don Callis turning on Kenny Omega storyline.
Shout out to Kenny Omega.
With the whole Elite versus Blackpool Combat Club deal. And then we'll just get down to it. Don Callis shows up, and what the fuck's that guy's name?
Cheetah.
Yep.
Yeah, he shows up and fucking turns on him, which really this is not over because I feel like this is how we bring Kota Ibushi into the fold. And we're going to see.
Yeah, because when it went off air, I saw on Twitter there where Kenny was talking to the crowd. He said, "Yeah, I got one or two people who could come help out."
Yep, and that's it right there.
So this is going to continue going. It's not.
Yeah,
over.
and it's an easy sell. Like, yeah, I mean, this is easy. So yeah, this isn't over. Yeah, like you said, it made no sense why this was the last match. I would expect more of a Chris. I would have expected more if you weren't going to have that championship match. It would make more sense for the unsanctioned match to go on last. And I feel like I'm just saying that because I feel like I'm conditioned to say that. Mm-hmm. It seems like anytime there's an unsanctioned match, it's always the last match.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're going to turn the lights off and we come back on. We're like no longer here
live.
Yeah, we're no longer live or whatever dumb shit they always say or some shit like that. I don't know, man. I did like this spot, the exploding super kick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I thought he was going to die.
That was more explosive than the fucking death barbed wire fucking explosive C4 fucking firecracker match that we had with Kenny Omega and Jon Moxley. So
oh, I agree. Byron, anything you want to add to this match?
I did like that exploding barbed wire, exploding kick. There was this other spot where Jon Moxley basically slammed, was it Matt's foot on a bunch of thumbtack? Mm-hmm. I was like, damn, that hurts. But no, this match is what it is. ECC versus the Elite. I'm sure that match was great. Definitely want to watch that one online as well. Because I did not pay $50 to see two matches.
Really quickly, because we're up against it time-wise, just going to go to Battleground and highlight just a couple of big things. Number one, Ilya Dragunov. It's time for him to come to the main roster. It's time. That motherfucker is hard. I love Dragunov, man.
Yes.
He's like, ever since that match where he beat Gunter, man, back in NXT, it's time for him to come up.
Yeah, he did great. Like, that match was insane. Like, before the match, Dijak told his wife, he's like, get the kids out of here because I don't need to see this. I was like, okay, this match is about to be insane.
Hey, that's how you build a story up. That was the best match, I think, on the card. Like, that was crazy. And to Dijak, it's like, it's great when you're not you don't got that mask on your face anymore.
Yeah.
It's true. Like that match was dope.
Terrible.
Just on the biggest stuff. Tiffany versus Valkyrie. Tiffany is also another new champ. There's like 4 new women's champions in a weekend. I don't know if that's a record, but in all the promotions, I mean, she's improved. Like actually hearing her press conference, her podcast, whatever, a couple weeks ago, and she's like, I don't want to move up to the main roster yet because I'm not good at this part of my promos or this part of my, and I was like, wow, she's like really insightful of her stuff. So it's her time now. We'll see. There's this mystery lady attacking people. Some people think it's Mandy Rose, and I was like, hey, no way. But then I might be wrong. But
if it's Mandy Rose, that would be absolutely insane.
Shout out to those two. Tiffany winning the title. Braun Breaker might have the best spear in the business right now. So
I don't know how Melo's not dead.
Shout out to him, Carmelo Hayes. Like NXT with like Sean doing his thing there, like they're slowly like, especially because it was a Sunday night with some random ass shit on a Wednesday or whatever. They're slowly putting some stuff together again, man. It will never be the same as Black and Gold, but
it will not. It doesn't have that same magic, but they're getting some of it back. Like these last 2 NXT PLEs have been absolutely amazing. Stand and Deliver and Battleground. Can't wait to see what they do at Great American Bash.
They need to start having them again before the big before the big WWE events. That's where I think you can get some magic back. You have
but those Saturday. Would be Friday nights.
Oh, that's right. They do Saturdays now.
Yeah.
Boo. All right. Well,
I mean, which is fine. I like NXT being on Sundays. Gives me something to look forward to Sunday nights.
Well, to end the pod, because we have to do it because we are astute wrestling people. Something's happened that I didn't think I'd ever see in my wrestling lifetime. Jacob, I don't know if you thought you'd ever see this in your wrestling lifetime, or Byron, yours as well. Roman Reigns eclipsed 1,000 days as Universal Champion. If you remember, this was August something 2020. He came mid-match when Braun Strowman and Bray Wyatt were wrestling for the Universal title at SummerSlam. Came mid-match, signed the contract, spear, win, and nothing has ever been the same since. That was basically almost the last time Bray and Braun were title relevant, and it's 1,000 days now, man. It's 1,000 days. Like I never thought it could happen, but it's going to be 3 years in August. Jacob, did you ever think anyone would hold a belt for 1,000 days in your lifetime?
No, I thought that was kind of just done. And I wish it would have stayed done. Because I'm over it. It is what it is. Like, it's fucking Roman wins, whatever.
I am well over it too, because you can continue this bloodline story without the title.
Bingo.
Byron, did you ever think anyone would get to 1,000 days in your adult life, let alone your life?
No, because when Punk broke the record, it was like 4 something. I was like, 434. Okay, that's impressive. 434, and then Brock broke the record. It was like
500. I remember.
500. I was like, okay, that's fine. 500. I mean, that's probably too long to be a champion and not defend it. But then let's say, you know what? We're gonna do it with Roman Reigns. 1,000 days. Wrestles whenever the hell he wants to wrestle because he's a tribal chief. I'm over it. I was over it probably last year. But congratulations to Roman on being 1,000 days. That's an impressive feat. We haven't seen that since, I think.
Well, he's about to pass Pedro because Pedro is like only
17
days.
Thank you.
He's probably going to pass
Pedro
Hogan
Morales.
Too.
Hogan is like 1,400. No, no, we don't need him. No,
I mean, Byron, it's Memorial Day of recording, and you couldn't tell me right now who's going to beat Roman at the main event of WrestleMania.
I can't because it should have been Cody, but then they ruined that. So,
no.
Oh, he's about to get to 1,400, isn't he?
Yeah, just get with it, man. Because after SummerSlam, he ain't wrestling again till like the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, unless they do something at Survivor Series.
What are they gonna have? Gonna try and do Rock's anniversary too? And try and get it together? I mean, Roman said on his 1,000th day he wants the whole family there. Okay.
Good luck.
It's 1,000 days. It's crazy. It's never before seen. I don't want to say it'll never be done again, but unless I don't see anyone else doing this. So,
No, I didn't even see Roman doing it.
that's it. Well, I saw the 8 straight WrestleMania main events. I saw that since WrestleMania 31, and we're about to do it all over again. So
You did. You called it.
only time he didn't main events because he had cancer and COVID.
Yeah, those two back to back.
Yeah. So, but guys, a lot of wrestling, a lot of big pay-per-views. We went over what 20, almost 20 matches.
Yeah,
Like from both shows. Like it was crazy. And now we're on the road to Money in the Bank and Wembley. Well, I guess we're on the road first to that United Center first show because we're gonna know. Like, but then, could you imagine if Punk's not there? Is that one of the biggest fumbles in history?
I think that would be. I don't know if it's a fumble, but definitely one of the biggest swerves in history.
Yeah, I mean, but honestly, I'd be okay if he didn't. I'd be okay with it. That'd be actually be pretty hype, actually.
I hold on to this for a long time. Maybe they're in Chicago because maybe this is where AJ Lee comes back and give a real swerve.
Yeah. Now that's a pop.
Yeah.
But God, man. A lot of wrestling, guys. A lot of wrestling. Thank you everyone for listening to the L7C podcast. Make sure you like, rate, comment, subscribe. We're back in busy summer season. We're gonna be back in a couple weeks because we got to review what happens on that AEW day. We got to get ready for Wembley. We got to preview that. I mean, they don't even have a card yet for like Wembley. So, and then Money in the Bank qualifiers start on Raw today and SmackDown this week. So we're gonna start seeing who's gonna be in Money in the Bank, and we're going to start debating who needs to win that briefcase and actually be successful and impactful cash-in. So buckle up from now until the end of SummerSlam and Wembley. L7C is going to be busy talking wrestling. And with that being said, it's the L7C podcast signing out.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the L7C podcast. Be sure to like, rate, review, and subscribe to the channel. Follow us on all social media platforms, and we'll be talking to you guys soon. Take care.